All right, thanks everyone for joining. So the way is going to go, a quick introduction from myself. After that, I'm going to call on the facilitator that will, if you are to enroll, that will take you on the journey to shed more light into what it takes to become a data analyst. And after that, we have a few testimonies for those who has passed through the training and they are currently working. Then lastly, we open the line for questions and answers. So if you have any questions, please, if you can hold on to the last, we'll be taking all questions at the very end. And you can either raise your hand in the chat, or you can put your questions in the chat as well. So you can raise your hand or put your questions in the chat. All right, let me show my face. One second. All right, so thanks everyone for joining. My name is Akin Oladeji, and I happen to be the founder of Learn with Pride. And what we do at Learn with Pride is we help people that wants to transition from either non-technical background or non-IT background into the IT space. So we run different IT trainings ranging from project management to business analysis to data analysis to Scrum Master, product owner, DevOps engineer, software automation testing, manual testing, SAP analyst, and IT support analyst. Those are the courses that we run. But what makes us different is we don't focus too much on the theoretical part. We focus more on the practical part. So, for example, if you are to get work tomorrow or job tomorrow, as a data analyst, how are you going to survive? How are you going to cope? So that is what we focus on, you coping on the job. So we focus on hands-on job practical training. That's what we focus on. Don't preach. We don't lay much emphasis when it comes to professional certification as well, because having a professional certification without the right knowledge, it won't land you any job, But if you acquire the right knowledge without any certification, you can still land yourself a role. I'm a typical example as well. I transitioned as well. My background was accounting. Before I transitioned to become software automation engineer, whereby, I write codes in programming language like C# now, So that is why I know for anyone with a great determination, it is possible to make that transition impossible. If you have the hunger for change, if you're ready to learn, if you're ready to put in the sweat, the work, you can make the transition possible. If I can do it, I tell you, anybody can do it as well. So tonight we are gathered here tonight just because of data analysis. For those that want to become a data analyst, that is why we are here tonight. So we'll be shedding more light into, what it entails for you to become a data analyst. Will make you have a feel of one of the tools as well that you'll be learning in details if you are to enroll on the journey. But before I pass you on to the facilitator, I've got a few slides I need to share with you as well. So let's just go through that quickly. All right, all this will be talked more about by the facilitator, but let's jump to why a data analyst. Number one, I'm going to be using UK as the benchmark because that's where I am, that's where I live. So the average salary of a data analyst in the UK is around £65,000. If you are looking at permanent job. That is a lot of money. But if you are not looking at permanent, if you are looking at contracting, like 2, 3, 4 month contracts, you are looking around £400 a day, £500 a day. If you are getting £400, £500 a day, that is an average of £8,000 per month. That is a lot of money, I can tell you that. So that is why many people, if you see many people now, they are now rushing, into the space of a data analyst. They want to become a data analyst because they can see the potential of becoming a data analyst. Not only that, one second, please. This thing. All right, sorry. Not only that, you have the, since post-COVID now, you have the opportunity to work remotely, regardless of your country of residence, whether you live in Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa, you can get a work remotely with a company, with a foreign company. You can be living in Ghana and be working with a company in the US. You might be living in Nigeria and be working with a company in Australia. You know, it's not a, since post-COVID, it has made that really, really possible that you don't have to be physically present in the office before you deliver your work. But before you can put yourself in this space and compete for this kind of role, you need to acquire the right knowledge. You need to acquire the right skill. If you cannot hear me, you might need to log out and log back in. That is from your end. So if you cannot hear me, log out and log back in. So that is that. Aside being able to work remotely from anywhere you are, you can, in the UK, data analysis is one of the shortage of skilled worker in the UK as well, meaning, you can be in your local country, apply for a data analyst role in the UK, you did well, they like you, they can apply for a sponsorship visa for you right from your home country. That is another advantage that you can get from here as well. Moving forward, I've talked about these are able to work remotely anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter as long as you have the right knowledge, as long as you have what it takes to do the job. Your location doesn't matter. What matters most is your experience and your knowledge, and that is what you are getting if you come on the journey. It's in high demand. That is why I don't need to lie to you. You can easily go online. You can go on Indeed, Total Jobs, JobServe. Just put a data analyst role and see how many vacancies that will come up. They are in hundreds, if not in thousands. That is why most people that I know, again, I'm going to be using UK, are doing like 2, 3 jobs. Why? Because there is not enough people to take up these roles out there. There are loads of roles out there, but we have shortage of skilled people that can take up the role. That is why you see people doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Why? Is it possible for them to be doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs? Number one, because they are working remotely. They control their times. Number two, the job is out there and there's nobody picking it up. That's why they are picking it up, doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs. So that is why the demand is really, really high. And that is why this is the right time for you to penetrate. This is the right time for you to get into the market, acquire the right skills, and get yourself in the competition as well, compete with these people as well, and land yourself a role at the end of the day. So if you are to come on board, what is the road? What will be the roadmap? If you are to come on board on this journey, let's go through that quickly. So the training is a 4-month training. Hold on. I don't know what is happening with my screen. One second. All right, so the training is a 4-month training that will expose you to 4 industry standard tools. So as I said, it will expose you to 4 industry standard tools, and these tools are Python, SQL, Power BI, Tableau. Each month will concentrate on one tool, and at the end of this month, you undertake a project based on the tool that you just completed. So at the end of the 4 months, you can easily showcase to the recruiter, to the employer, 4 different projects in your portfolio. If you have the time, why not? You can undertake more than 4 projects, but at least in the minimum, you should be able to showcase 4 different projects in your portfolio to the recruiters, because the way we equip you is at the end of the program, you should be able to compete with people who has been doing it for 2-3 years. The training holds twice a week for 4 months, but your journey will not be restricted to twice a week. If you really want to start competing at the end of that 4 months, your journey has to be an everyday journey, because your input will be equals to your output at the end of the day. So this is why it is essential for you. They say practice make perfect. You need to get your hands dirty. You don't have to wait for the facilitator to have the next class before you pick it up or before you go back to the recording. You need to get your hands dirty every single day. Also, all our courses, another advantage that you get on this journey is all our courses that we offer, they are CPD accredited. You can read more about CPD standards, meaning they meet the professional standards, and the certificate that you are going to get at the end of completing our program is recognized in over 60 countries. Quickly, let me go to the website and paste so this is the CPD standard, right? I'll paste it in the chat box. You can read more about them in your own free time. And also you can see us there as well. So this is just to show you that we are legit, we are accredited, and you can trust us. And the certificate that you get from us at the end of the 4 months, it is recognized in over 60 countries: Nigeria, Ghana, UK, Australia, Canada, over 60 countries. You can tender the certificate and it is recognizable, but in your own free time, please feel free to, browse this website just for you to know more benefits that you can derive from us being an affiliate with them as well. So that is that. Also, you can see the last point there: certificates alone cannot get you the job. You need hands-on job practical experience to get the job. This is referring to a professional certificate now. And that is why we really don't preach much about professional certificate. And that is coming from my own personal journey. That is coming from my own personal experience as well. I had so many professional certificates when I was looking for this transitioning, but I wasn't getting the job. Why am I not getting the job? Because I haven't got what it takes. I haven't got the right skill. I haven't got the right knowledge to take up the role. They want someone who can hit the ground running. But all I know is the theory part to pass the examination. Nobody wants to employ such. That is why we focus mainly on the practical aspect. What will get you the job? That is what we focus on. So the next one is optimization of your brand. You've gone through the first stage, which is the training. You've had the training, you've done the project. You can confidently say, yes, at least I see myself working as a data analyst. But if this stage is missing, or if this stage is not done properly, then you might not be visible in the market. And if you are not visible in the market, that means no recruiters, no employer will see you. And if they don't see you, then you won't be getting the calls. So that is why it is very, very key, as important as the first two, which is training and the project, for you to optimize your brand. If you want to start looking for a job internationally, as in you need to update your CV to the international standard, in the international standard as well. If you are in Ghana, you want to start applying to companies outside Ghana, you need to optimize your CV. As you're optimizing your CV, as you are revamping your CV, you need to optimize your LinkedIn as well, because LinkedIn has now become a professional marketplace that recruiters goes to, to add-ons now. So it is a must, it is compulsory for you to be on LinkedIn as well. Not only being on LinkedIn, you have to optimize your LinkedIn as well so that you can start getting calls and all of that from recruiters. They can see you are coming out in their search and all of that. So yeah, then after the first, second, and third is done, meaning you've gone through the training, the project, and you've optimized your brand, then you start applying for jobs. Either you start applying for jobs manually, or the recruiters start reaching out to you, asking for your availability for interviews. And also you can start applying for jobs manually as well. But the key thing is you are applying for jobs and you are getting a call back, scheduling you for interviews. And that is another stage that we assist with. Why on this stage? Let me quickly talk about the benefits, the package, what the package entails if you are to come on board. So you get the practical training, you get to work on the project, you get a mentorship, you get a support, you become you join one of alumni group as well, whereby you have professional people there that you can share thoughts with as well. You get our support. Interview preparation, that is the stage we are now. So we help you with interview preparation because we want you to ace that interview at the forefront. So we help you to prepare so that you can be confident when you go in for that interview. Also, you get the CPD accredited certificate at the end of the 4 months. And finally, we give you a work reference for the duration that you are with us. Those are the things that you get if you enroll on the journey. All right, so quickly, these are just the sample jobs from the internet. You can see the first one is paying between 60,000 and 80,000 pounds per annum. That is a lot of money. And I tell you, with the knowledge that you are going to get after this program, you can confidently apply for such roles. You'll be exposed to 4 industry standard tools. You might only need one of them to secure this kind of role, but at least you are exposed to 4. So whichever that they are using, you can use it. That is why we are exposing you to 4 industry standard tools. And the way we pick those 4 tools is based on the popular demand on the internet as well. What employers are looking for, the tools that they are looking for, the skills that they are looking for, the people applying to have. And that is why we arrive at those 4 tools. Those are the 4 key tools that come out often that employers are looking for when you apply for roles. That is, I'm talking about Python, SQL, Tableau, and Power BI. The second screenshot, you can see it's 100% remote, and it's paying 50,000 pounds per annum as well. Again, that is a lot of money. The next one is paying 45,000, and the next one after that is paying for between 45 and 55,000. You can see from the right one, the one on the right hand side, Power Query, Power BI, SQL. You can see these are all the things that you learn on the journey. And, as I said, this is a screenshot from the internet. And you knowing all these tools, you can see you can confidently apply for these roles. There's nothing stopping you from applying for these roles. All right. Before I pass it on to Samuel, who will be the facilitator on the journey, if you are to enroll, so this journey, the next cohort is starting on the 7th of June. The training runs twice a week, Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for 4 months. So another cohort is starting on the 7th of June. If you are to enroll, the cost is actually £600. But if you are paying once, if you are paying everything at once, you can get 40% discount if you are paying once. But if you want to pay instrumentally, if you want to pay twice, then you only get 20%. But whichever you go for, you are still getting a discount. Whether you go for full payment where you get opportunity for you take advantage of the 40% discount, or you can take advantage of the 20% discount. If you don't have everything to pay at once, you can split the payment to 2. You can pay with credit card, debit card, can pay in Naira, you can pay in pounds, whatever way you want to pay, you can pay. Okay, so that is the deal, and that expires on the, sorry, so the training is starting on the 7th of June. So the discount is valid till the 3rd till the 3rd of June. That's when the discount is valid till. So after this session, if you have any questions or you want to enroll or you just want to ask me anything, you can reach out to me on this WhatsApp number, right? So you can note this WhatsApp number down on your phone. You can take a screenshot of it. You can reach out to me on that number for any question, for enrollment, for anything at all. Reach out to me on that number. So for now, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to call on Samuel, who will be the facilitator that will take you on the journey, just to tell you more about the role of a data analyst and to quickly, without wasting time, show you, just few bits and pieces that you can do around one of the tools. I'm sure probably is going to be using Power BI for that demo. So without further ado, Samuel, can you please unmute yourself and take it from here. Thanks.
Yeah, hello everyone. Good evening. Welcome once again. So my name is Samuel Adedotu.
We cannot hear you.
Oh, 1 minute. Can you hear me now?
It's sounding really, really low, or is it me?
Sorry, 1 minute. Let me try and. Yeah, hello. Can you hear me now?
You are still sounding far, 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 far away.
I'm not sure. Probably I need to go out and coming back. It's not like I think I'm on the highest.
I can only read your lips. I can't hear you.
Yeah, let me try and leave.
Yeah, it's better now. It's better now. Hello?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Great. So good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to today's section. So my name is Samuel Adedotu, and I'm a data analyst. I have over 4 years of experience as a data analyst and as a data facilitator. So basically, I've worked in different roles as a data analyst. I've worked with Airtel Nigeria as a data analyst, where I help reduce risks and improve the process. I've worked as a data analyst in a consulting firm, improve the data analysis process, help with data visualization, and also improve the business intelligence. So now, welcome on board. I will go ahead to share my screen immediately. All right. So welcome once again to today's section. Now, before we talk about data analysis as a course or a training, we need to understand what data is itself. So basically, data powers everything that we do as a person. And this is according to the CEO of LinkedIn, Jeff Werner. He says data powers everything that we do. And I believe everyone on this meeting will agree to that fact. Because basically, joining this meeting, we were able to join through a data that was sent to us as the invite. In this invite, we have different data type. We have the string data type, which is of the letters, and we have the date and time data type also present in the meeting invite. So basically, you would agree that data powers everything that we do. Now let's go on into what data analysis is, as we have been able to understand what data is itself. So data analysis is simply a process of cleaning, changing, and processing raw data into actionable facts to improve business decision. So generally, every businesses undergoes data analysis. Every domain, every industry, in the health sector, in the finance sector, whatever sector that we see as ourselves, we all undergo data analysis to help improve the business decision. And when we talk about data analysis, it's a very important process in any business process. Talking about better customer targeting, having to understand how to improve the customer target, how to increase your operational cost, how to better solve problems and improve the problem solving methods, and how to get accurate data feedbacks. All of these together form a good data analysis. And as you can see, the process itself helps us reduce what? The risks involved in any decision making as related to our businesses. And basically, when you talk about data analysis, it involves different processes, starting from data collection, which is the process of collecting our data from different sources, either from a primary source or from a secondary source. Getting it directly, maybe as a direct observation, or getting it from an organized data collection. Then directly we move into data cleaning. In this process is where we remove different duplicate data, remove any basic errors, optimize the data in order to help into a proper data analysis. And when we talk about data analysis, there are different tools involved in data analysis. And all of these tools are needed and necessary to understand, to become a proper data analysis. When we talk about data analysis tools, we are talking about the Excel, which is the foundational data analysis tool, the spreadsheet, the Excel. But now, these days, data analysis has even gone beyond Excel, which is a spreadsheet data analysis tool. We have moved into more advanced tools that is necessary to work on big data, to work on databases that have a large data set. When we talk about these tools, we're talking about the Power BI, which is a tool that is built directly on Excel. Power BI is an advanced tool that is built on Excel by Microsoft Office. Through Power BI, we would be able to launch on into different databases, work on a more advanced data, a more complex data. For Excel, for example, you are only limited to work with a certain number of rows, 1 million rows at a time. But when you talk about Power BI as a tool, you have the need to work on more rows, millions and millions of rows, and a lot of columns at the same time. Two different tools, talking about the merging tools, the join tools, the data blending, and different other tools that are necessary for the structuring data in data analysis. Then we have the Tableau, which is another data visualization tool. And all of these tools are the tools that are needed right now to launch into the data analysis process and to become a certified data analyst. Now, this is a quick search from Google. It says, is data analyst still in demand? You can try and check this out even on your own directly from your Google. You see the feedback. This is what he brought out. He said, transitioning to a career in data analytics can mean stable employment in a high-paying industry once you have the right skills. And trust me, that is the truth. Once you have the right skill, getting a good job and moving from a beginner into an advanced data analyst is very easy. And the jobs are there. Every day, millions of jobs are being posted on job channels related to data analysis. It might not just be the name data analysis alone, but there are different roles that are available right now that you need the data analysis skills. Talking about the portfolio analyst, portfolio manager, and different other data analysis processes. You can see each year there is more demand for data analysts and scientists that there are people with the right skills to fill these roles. So basically, there is practically a thin line between being a data analyst and also being a data scientist. It's just data scientists as a role need a go more into modeling. But before you can even become a data scientist, before learning the model, you have to have that knowledge of data analysis and get to understand how to use all of the two, starting from the Power BI, the Tableau, which are the two famous data visualization tools, moving straight into the SQL, which is necessary for data management, and moving straight into the Python, the almighty Python, which is needed for data scraping, data management, data visualization, and even moving straight into data modeling, talking about machine learning. All of these things are the things you'll be learning right here in this course. Now, this is another search from the World Record Forum. This is a report from the year 2022. It's a yearly report. So this was for last year, and you will see the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report 2022 listed data analysts and scientists as the top emerging job, followed immediately by AI and machine learning specialists and big data specialists. I'm sure once the report for 2023 comes out again, which will be coming out by the end of this year, definitely data analysts and scientists will still be among the top jobs, because the jobs keeps coming in every now and then. Regardless of the transitioning of AI, data analyst is a job, is a role that will always be there. Because trust me, you need human beings to understand the business process itself, to have the business background, to understand the problem facing the business before you can then go ahead to analyze through the tools and help improve the process through the adaptation of AI. So tools like ChatGPT cannot take away the job of a data analyst, because you need a data analyst to understand the business problem itself, to change it and improve the process, which is the main goal of a data analyst in any business or in any organization, ranging from health to finance to whatever industry. Every industry needs a data analyst. Now, let's talk about the training at Learn with Pride. We have been into this training for years, and trust me, it's one good place to be if you really want to move from a beginner or from wherever level that you are currently as a data analyst or as a data person. If you want to move from any level, from a beginner level down to an expert level where you can successfully pick up a job as a data analyst, then you are right in the best place. So the training basically will be for 4 months. And for each of the months, we'll be focusing on each of the data analysis tools. For the first month, either we'll start with the Power BI. At the end of the month, we would be using the tool for the whole 1 month. Then at the end of the month, you will be chance to do a project using a standard business problem. You'll be chance to work on a standard business problem to define a proper data analysis process. And in this, you are building your portfolio. Because as a data analyst, or is that as a beginner or as an advanced data analyst, the main thing that is necessary to pick up a good job is your portfolio. Before anybody will be asking you what certification do you have, what degree do you have, the first thing they will want to see is your portfolio. Your portfolio will be the organizer or a collection of all the work you have done over time as a data analyst, ranging from any industry, that from the finance, from the telecommunication, from the health sector, wherever jobs you're doing will be organized as a portfolio. And this is what you'll be sharing with every recruiter along with your CV. And once you have a strong portfolio and a perfect CV, trust me, within a few time after this training, you definitely get a good offer. We have been doing this. You are not the first timer. We have been doing this over time. So about this training, just like I've been saying, we'll introduce you to the world of data analysis from the data collection level, where you understand every data type and data collection processes, down to the data cleaning process, where you understand how to merge, how to append, how to do proper data merging, how to join, create joins, how to create unions, different data cleaning process, different data transformation process. All of this is what you'll be learning. Moving down to data analysis, where you will use the data analysis tool to help interpret and understand the data and arrive at a conclusion. Then we move that into data visualization, which in this part we're talking about the data interpretation, where you have to understand how to interpret the results that you have gotten from data analysis to come up with the best courses of action based on your findings. Then we'll talk about the data visualization, which is one big part of data analysis process. Because as a data analyst, the main thing that will show that you have done a good job to your client or to your business team or to your department is through your data visualization. And when we talk about data visualization, it's just a process of using charts and graphs to show your information in a way that people can read and understand it. Using charts, graphs, maps, bullet points, and a whole lot of methods. And all of this is what you'll be learning in the course of this training. You understand how to communicate your findings to the departments, to your client, whoever. You understand how to draw conclusions and make predictions, how to forecast. When you talk about data analysis, it starts from description, that to prediction. So all of these processes are incorporated in a full data analysis process. Now let's talk about the training curriculum. So just like I mentioned, each training will be for 4 months, and for the for each month, we'll be focusing on different data analysis tools. The Power BI, just like I mentioned, is a strong data visualization tool. In this part, you get to understand the ETL process, extraction of data, transformation of data, and loading of data. Then we'll move straight into data modeling. Data modeling is another great process that you need to understand. You need to have a strong knowledge about this as a data analyst. When we talk about data modeling, we're talking about creating relationships, building relationships between different tables, between different databases, joining them, creating a link between them. Then down to data visualization, creating a proper report, a proper dashboard that is good enough to solve the business problem. Then we then move into the portfolio, doing the capstone project, a standard business problem project. Then yeah, can you hear me, everyone? Good. So we'll move straight into data analysis and visualization on Tableau. Tableau is another great tool for data analysis and data visualization. Companies like Amazon, Formula One, their main focus is on Tableau. And one good thing about all of these tools is every now and then they keep upgrading it. Tableau of recent, they just recently launched Tableau ChatGPT, or Tableau GPT rather, Tableau GPT. They launched it a few weeks back during the Tableau conference. Through the help of the Tableau GPT, it would even help once you understand the process. Once you load in a data and you extract your data into Tableau, the GPT will automatically bring out different problems and objectives that you can arrive at from the data. So through this, it makes the job even more better to do, more easier and more direct, more insightful. Then you still have a time to do a project, a proper project at the end of the Tableau. Then we'll move straight into SQL, which is another great tool for data management and data analysis. When we are talking about data analysis, we are basically working on databases. It has gone beyond just spreadsheets. Now people will work on big data. So in order to manage a database perfectly, you need to understand how to use SQL. SQL is a language that we use in communicating to the database. You need to understand all the essential commands. And at the end of the training, you would have sufficient knowledge on how to use this command, starting from the select command to every other command, the group by, the join, the subqueries. You would have understand how to do proper sorting, how to do proper filtering. Yes, definitely in all your processes, you would always come across sorting and filtering process, grouping process. For you to go down to a certain level of detail, data organization, you would understand how to use different popular string, mathematical and data type functions. You would have understand how to enhance performance of a database by using the views and your indexes. Then increase, you would have sufficient knowledge and the best practices when using SQL queries. Relevant theoretical concepts would also be covered. Then solid understanding of SQL. And in all of these processes, because of the training, you will be getting info and all knowledge as to even move into your interview stage after the training. Then for the Python, you get to understand how to use the Jupyter Notebook, which is one main platform to use the Python language itself. And trust me, some people might be here saying, Python, is that not programming? Yes, this is programming. But once you understand how to communicate in English, and you have a bit of background in mathematics, statistics, mathematics, talking about different mean statistics, your areas and all of that, all of these processes together is what you need in learning Python. It's very easy. It combines English and mathematics. And we are not leaving you to do it on your own. We are building you from nothing to something in the course of your format. So you understand how to use numbers, strings, and lists, define function, simple flow control, language features, reading and writing files, installing and using common analytics library. Because when working on Python, on Jupyter Notebook, on any other platform, you need to understand how to install and use some certain libraries. like NUPI, Skippy, Matplotlib, Pandas. We have some other ones. We have the Seaborn. We have some other libraries that you'll be learning to do your analysis and even to move into the data visualization. Then we'll do a bit of data machine learning process. We'll show a bit of it. That would show you how to move from being a data analyst into a data scientist. Because the only difference between the two roles is the machine learning aspect. I will show you a bit of it also in this class. After the whole 4 months, where do you get jobs? It might be I guess some of us might be thinking about that already. So jobs, just like I mentioned at the beginning of the training, there are millions of jobs that is being posted every day on data analysis or different roles related to data analysis. From LinkedIn, you might not even have to apply. These days, once you have a good profile and a good portfolio to show, you get direct message from recruiters. Trust me, there's no week that I don't get messages from recruiter on LinkedIn. So it's not for you to now decide, are you okay with the job they are doing, or do you want to take another one? You want to change the job, or is it a position that you can even combine together? That's one good thing about data, being a data analyst. You can be doing two different, like you can be performing as a data analyst in two different roles, or even more than at a time. That's practically for all tech jobs, actually. You can see yourself working with two different companies, 3 different companies as a data analyst, and one will not affect the other. That's the beauty of this role. You can get jobs from Twitter. There are different data analysis that is being roles that is being posted every now and then on Twitter. Indeed.com is another place where you can set your profile and get job as a data analyst. Then Tree.io, Startup.com, Prospect.fyi, different other platforms. You can also pick up freelance job from Fiverr, from Upwork. There's some other freelance platform like Livingston, where you can also pick up different data analysis role, where you can get 1,000 of USD for just a short project. So with your profile being in place and your skill, you have the right skill. Once you search, you get it's basically easy. You can move straight into picking up a job. So the main thing about this whole training is you'll be learning the diagnosis analysis. When we talk about diagnosis analysis, you are talking about the answering of question itself. It answers the question, why did this happen? Basically, when you talk about data analysis, it involves you having to answer the question, why did this happen, which is the diagnosis. We're talking about the predictive analysis, which answers the question, what is most likely to happen. Then we talk about the prescriptive analysis that mix up the insight from gained from all the data analysis types. Then we move to the statistical analysis, which answer the question, what happened? In statistical analysis, we are talking about the descriptive. We talk about the inferential. Then we talk about the text analysis. In all of this, do you need a computer background knowledge? Do you need a computer science background before you can enroll for this training, or before you can become a data analyst the next 4 months? So the answer is no. You don't need a computer science background, because this training has been designed in such a way that it would accommodate you from nothing and push you into becoming a skilled data analyst within the 4 months. So you are all welcome with open hands. Once you are ready to do the job, we on our side, we are ready to push you into becoming a standard data analyst. So that's all for this presentation. I would move straight into showing just a bit of data analysis process and how it works on Power BI. Then afterward, we can ask any question. So this is how data Power BI looks like, Microsoft Power BI. Once you launch Power BI, this is what comes up first. So in this page, which is the home page of Power BI. So just like I said earlier, Power BI is a tool that is built on Microsoft Excel. So as it has been seen that analysis has gone beyond spreadsheet, has gone beyond thousands of rows to millions of rows to a whole database, big data. That's gone beyond small data to big data. That's why Microsoft now builds this Power BI to improve the process that cannot be done on Excel. So in this part, you basically have 3 major views. We have the report views where the visualization it's always being done. So basically, if you have completed our analysis, our extraction of data, and clean all of that, this is where we'll be doing our report, which is the report view. Then we have the data view. So you can see currently it's empty. And why is it empty? That's because I have not bring in a data. So once a data is in, this is where we'll be viewing it, and that's the data view. Then we have the model view, which is the last view. And on the model view, this is the view that displays how the tables are connected. It shows the relationship between the tables. Remember earlier on I talked about data model, which is the process of us as data analysts creating a proper model showing the relationship between our tables, no matter how much they are. Before you can move into a proper visualization, you need to have built a proper model. So this is the model view. Now, let's get straight into just a small process when we talk about data analysis. So the first thing I have to do here is to bring in my data, which is the E in the ETL process. When we talk about ETL process, we are talking about the extraction of data, which is the process of bringing the data into your tool. So the first thing we want to do here is what? Extraction, E. And before I go on with that, it's always advisable, or best practice rather, to always make some settings when launching your Power BI for the first time. So you go to options and settings, then you click on option. So in this case, what I want to do is to actually ask the data to ignore any direct relationship, because Power BI as a tool, once you are bringing in data, it automatically implements the relationship that can be found in the data you are bringing in. So practically, it's not meant to be checked if you are to do a proper analysis. But because of this class, I will leave it this way. That's because I want the tool itself to go ahead to launch it. But during the proper training, you'll see how this works. Then on the region setting, this is where it is necessary to actually set this tool to the right region that the data is coming from. So if you are working with a data from the United States, you need to make sure you set the region as United States data. If the data is coming from another place, let's say from Uganda, you need to put this Uganda. If the data is coming from Kenya, you put Kenya. If it's India, you put that. And why are we doing all of this? It's just to help us bring the data in its proper format. You know, for example, the Arab countries, they practically they write from the right hand side to the left hand side. So they write from right to left instead of left to right. So that if you are bringing a data from that end, for example, and you now brought it in as a United States data, once that data is being launched, it will return back as an error. That's because it was not brought in as in the right format. So there are a lot of settings that are particular to each of the data. So you need to make sure that the data you're bringing in is being set in the right format. So the data I'm working on, I'm showing tonight is from the United States, and my region currently is in the United States. So what I do is directly I click on Get Data, which is what I'll use to bring in my data. Once I do that, this is what comes up. Now, what do you notice here? It shows all the different data formats that we can work on using the Power BI. You can see we have the Excel workbook, we have the text stroke CSV, we have the XML, we have the JSON file, we have the folder, we have the PDF, we have banquet, we have SharePoint folder. It goes down a whole lot. You see, there are a lot of data we can bring in. So for tonight, I'll bring in just the Excel sheet. Then another data I'll bring in will be the data from the text file, and it's a data from a sales department of a company. Sorry, 1 minute. Let me try and see where this data is. Customer. Just give me 1 minute. Let me just in the folder. So I want to check for it right here from the back end. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. So Get Data, it opens up then Excel worksheet, net, desktop job, oh, okay, so this is here. All right, so I'm bringing this data first. It's a data that has the customer's information of a company. And you will see it's showing two main things. It's coming in as a what? As a table and as a sheet. So we have to bring it in as a table. So once I click that, then there's something showing here, load and transform data. So on this part, what I'm doing is transform data. Remember the word ETL process. So what I've done here is extraction. The next thing is what? Transformation. So I click on transform data. Once I click on transform data, it automatically takes me to another engine of the Power BI, which is the Power Query Editor. So in the Power Query Editor, this is where we would be doing the transformation. When we talk about transformation process, we're talking about the cleaning process. Maybe you want to change one thing from another. So this is the part where we'll do that. Now let's see. So currently we have these customer ID, customer group, customer name, customer care, category name, primary contact, phone numbers, box number, website, URL, delivery method, and city and profit. This is one data. And you could see you have 1, 2, 3, you have ABC, ABC, like that. So this is more of the data type. So you see the data type, decimal number, fixed number, whole numbers, percentage, date and time, date, time, and every other one. But that's not all. Let's bring in another data. I remember I said we are working on 2 data basically. So to bring in other data, I will just click on new source on this end. Once I click on new source, it automatically opens this option again where I can connect to a new source. So the next data I'm bringing in is a text stroke CSV file. Then once I do connect, it brings me back to this end, and you see the data, second data, invoice data. And I'll click OK. Okay. So currently we have data. The first data shows the customer information for our company, and the second shows the invoice information, the invoice data. Now, the first thing, let's rename this. So we can rename this as customers. Then we can rename this as invoice. So you see, what you notice here is this. For the invoice data, we have the different columns that way. Now, one thing I want to quickly show is this. We have year, month, and day appearing in what? Different column. As a data analyst, that's part of your job. You need to investigate the data once you bring it in to see if there are some other things you need to do, either merge a column or split a column or change the data type of a particular column to another. So in this case, we have year, month, and day appearing differently, which is not meant to be. We can actually merge these columns together to form a single column, which will be what? The date column. So how do we go about this? I click on my control key. Why would you want my control key? I'll click on month, then day, then year. Why am I selecting month, day, year? It's because I want to combine them to form a day. And for US calendar, month comes before day and day comes before year. That's how it works for US calendar. That's why we are using that process. So I click on month. Why would you want to my control key? Then I hold on to my day, then year. And once I do that, I go straight into transform. So we have basically have two way in order to combine these columns. We can do that through transform, and we can do that through add columns. But one difference between the two is this: when you use add column, it's automatically what it will do is it will create a new column for the date and still keeps these three. What am I trying to say? If I merge this using add column, well, after the merging, these three columns will still be present, and the new column will now come again, which will now be the date. But if I do it on transform, it will automatically overwrite these three columns and return just the new column, which is the date column. And that's what I want to do here. So on my transform, all I have to do is go to merge column. Once I click on merge column, it automatically brings me to this, and it's asking for the separator. separator, what do I want to use to separate my dates? That's separate the month from the day from the year. That will be what? The slash. So we can separate by column, comma, equal sign, semicolon, space, tab, and custom. So in this case, I'm using a custom, which is dash. So I put the forward slash. Then I can now rename the new column as date. Then I click on OK. So this is an issue with this. I have to redo it. I'm not sure why I did it this way. Good. So I will cancel that process. Let's retake that. All right, good. So I will do that again. Right column, custom, forward slash, date. Yeah. So we have it right in the right format. You see now we have the month, we have the day, and we have the year. So, but then it is not in the right format. You can see it's showing ABC. ABC means string or text data type. And that for a date, it can be in text, it can be in strings. But it has to be what? In calendar. So I change this to dates. Once I do that, it automatically becomes a date data type. So the next thing we have to do now, which I think that's the only thing I need to do here. Yeah, that's fine. Then for sales, sales should be related to sum. So I'll change this to fixed decimal number. It automatically add a dollar sign to it. It automatically add what? A dollar sign to it. So I think that's the simple things that we can do on this for tonight. Let's go to the customers table. So on the customers table, if you go to the last column, we have the city and province. They are both appearing in the same column. What do we need to do to this? We need to split them. So for us to have city as a column and what province as another column. And how do we go about this? So I just directly click on this. Then still on transform data, on transform, because I want it to take out the initial column. Once it transforms it, then I will click on split. So split is here, split column. So under split column, there are different options to split it. You have by delimiter, by number of characters, by positions, by lowercase, by uppercase, by uppercase to lowercase, by digit to non-digit, by non-digit to digit. So in this case, what we want to use in separating them is what? Delimiter. And what is the delimiter here? The bracket sign. So I'll just go ahead and click on by delimiter. This comes up. So once that is settled, the next thing I have to do is just click. You see, the bracket is out. So I just click on OK. Once I do OK, what do you notice? It has now splitted it out. So I can rename this as city. Then I'll rename this as province. But there's another thing that you should notice. In our province column, currently there is a bracket sign still showing for the province, which we need to what? Take out. The bracket at the back of the province, we need to take the bracket sign out. How do I go about that? So all I have to do is click on this again. That's the column that is affected. And I'll go to transform once again. And on transform, I'll click on replace value. What value am I trying to replace? It will ask me. So the value I'm trying to replace is the close bracket. And what do I want to use to replace it? Nothing. So I'll not type anything on this. And I'll click OK. Once I do that, this automatically removes the bracket sign. You see that all the processes are very easy and direct. Once you have the background knowledge and you understand the process, it's very easy to work on this to solve any business problem. Then another thing I want to do is this. For this analysis, is it necessary? But let me just leave that. So let's just move straight into data visualization. So since I'm done with the transformation, all I do here is close and apply. So I might have done more things to that data if it is a proper project, but because of our time frame for this meeting, so I'm trying to just show a bit of the process. So we've been able to see, currently we've seen the extraction process where we brought in the data. We have seen a bit of transformation data, transformation process, how it works. Then now let's see how data modeling looks. Although what I've done here is I've requested that the machine should automatically do the modeling for me. So I don't have to do much about that. So if I go to the modeling view, you see that, so currently you see the data view is not empty again. There's a data that is showing now, both for the customer data and the invoice data. And on the model view, you notice that there is now a model. There's now a model. So what you notice here is this: the two data that we brought in, which is the what? The invoice data and the customer data are connected. They are now connected through a particular column. And what is the column that is connecting them? Customer, the customer ID. That's what is connecting the two. And that is how modeling works. But if it's a proper project, you as a data analyst, you really want to do this modeling. And it can't be just two tables. You have different number of tables. So when you have to do data modeling, you have to understand how to define keys. There's something that we call keys. We have the primary key and we have the foreign key. We have to understand how to define these keys, how to define the facts table and the lookup table before you go on into a proper data modeling. And then we'll be seeing all of that at the cost of the training. We still have another process which relates to writing the dash function. So the dash function is like the language or the programming language for the Power BI. So you get to understand how to write a proper dash function in order to create a measure and the calculated column. So let's move straight into the report section and try to just show one or two visuals before we end this section. So in this part, let's try to show the sales across the customers category. Let's try to show the sales across the customers category. So this is customer category name. Once I click that, I can go ahead to select the sales. The sales is in the invoice data. So the main reason why I'm able to select them separately, like the way it is now, is because now there is a connection between them. So I can pick any column from customers, or pick any column from invoice. So I automatically connect them together because a relationship has been established. Now look at what we have. So from this end, it's easier for us to see that the novelty shop return the highest sales value among the shops, followed by what? Supermarket, and we have the gift shop, computer store, and what? Corporate following. So in this case, we might try to do a bit of maybe we want to change this to something else. Let's say another visual. So let me try and reduce this. All right. So if I want to change the visual, I might choose another visual here. So in this, let's assume we need to change this visual to. So currently we have it in trusted bar chart. We can easily change this to a star column chart. So if I still use a star column chart, for example, we will have it in this format. Let me just bring in one more thing before I show a bit of formatting. That will be all tonight. So let's try and bring in a slicer. So how does a slicer work? You know, the data itself is, there is a fraction where we have the what? The date. So I want to bring in the slicer for me to be able to see the distribution of the sales across the customer category over time. That's the reason why I'm bringing in the slicer, to filter it based on the date. So for me to create a slicer, first thing I have to do first is to bring in a slicer in my data, sorry, in my chart categories. So this is the slicer here. So I want to populate my slicer with the data. So I'm using the calendar, which is the dates data. So under calendar, it's in hierarchy. So under hierarchy, I want to just bring in the year. All right, good. So we have it right here. See, the data itself ranges from year 2018 to year 2021. And I don't like this view. So one thing about all this data analysis tools is this: they are time intelligent too. They are good for time intelligence, meaning you can use it to check how a data or how a business is improving over time, over the years, or over the months, over the days, over quarters. Their time intelligence, and through this you can even forecast and show your recommendation. So I want to change this to a more better view. I just click on the drop down. So I want to change the slicer. I want to change it to list or drop down. So this is drop down. Let's see if we have list that time. We have vertical list. Let me play vertical list. Okay, good. So this is a vertical list. And look how this works now. If I click on 2018, we still have Noventis shop as the highest customer category 2018. Let's check 2019. Still Noventis shop. Let's check 2020. Noventis shop. 2021. Noventis shop. But what you see is this. Let's check something here. For 2018, the last category is what? Computer store. Once you change to 2019, because of the slider we have used, you see now that it has changed. So we can see now that the computer store actually yielded more sales in year 2019 than what we had in year 2018. And the gift store they didn't do better. Let's see what they were. So in the year 2018, gift store was third, but in 2019 now they had the last on the list based on the returns of sales. Then in 2020, you see that computer store returns back, and the gift store came back to the third on the list. Then for year 2021, we have corporates coming the last. So based on all of this, you can easily create a report to help solve any business issue and make recommendation. Sorry, can we mute our mic? Sorry, let me show the last thing on this end before we close this. So let's just try and implement a bit of formatting on this. To implement formatting process and go back to my format, and it shows this. I look at this currently, the title is not well spelled, so I can easily work on the title. So let me try and work on the title. So in this case, the title here, I want to change it. Customers or sales by customers. Sales by customers category. Customer category. That's all. So I can also try to make it look more better for the presentation. So I change the background color to black. Good. You see that it's looking more better and it's looking more. So I can do some other things. Let's say on this part, so let me skip this. So I go to y-axis, for example. On my y-axis, I don't want to show this again because already the title already says it sells value. So I don't need that again. So I just remove the title. No, I want that. That's for this. I don't know. Oh, sorry. X-axis. So let me drop down the x-axis. The title. So I'm taking that out. It's not implementing it. Okay, so I think that's fine this way. So I've worked on the x-axis, I've improved the text. So let's check the y-axis. The y-axis, I'm moving the title also. Then I want to put the text. Then and I want to add the legend. So it's currently not available for this chart. It's not available for this chart. So I might just leave that. Now you see see the difference from what we had before and what we have now. That's one good thing about the formatting process. It makes it easier for us to beautify our visuals to make it look more appealing to the eye. Then we can go ahead to write a report or a feedback around this. And all of these are what you'll be learning in the course of this training. We can also get to do some time series calculation ranging from average per category to variance per category, coming down to time intelligence analysis, year to date, total, quarter to date, total, month to date, total, year over year, quarter over quarter, month over month, running average, running total, and a whole lot. These are all of the things you'll be learning in the course of the training itself. And that will be all from my end tonight. So I'll be expecting questions and follow up in case we have any. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, Samuel. Before we go into the question quickly, I have two people online, two of our ex-students online who has passed through the process and currently working. But while I'm calling on them, if you have any question, please, you can indicate by raising your hand and I'll be calling you right after the testimonies. So the first person I want to call is Stokes, just to share our journey with Learn with Pride and how she landed her first role. So if you can unmute yourself, Stokes, and Over to you. Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. My journey with Learn with Pride started, I think it was 2020, and I went through the course. I actually thought it was something that I wasn't gonna enjoy, but at the end of the day, I put in the time, the effort, and oops. Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes, go on, please. Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so I put in the time, the effort, and yeah, I just wanted to like give you this information. It might be daunting. You might like probably halfway feel like, oh, I'm not getting this. I'm not. Just stick to it. Just stick to it. And the jobs are out there, seriously. And with Learn with Pride, you can always go and come back, even when you're struggling with your CV. You can always reach out, even to some of the past students, and ask for advice and on how they were able to land job. Like myself, I reach out to our host here, Mr. Oladeji. So it was kind enough to like help me with my CV, also with some of the past interview questions, like we were going back and forth on each and everything. But the most important thing is you will get a no from job, but don't be defeated. Pick yourself up and try again. That's the motto for me, because it wasn't my first attempt or my second attempt that I actually got the job. It took me a while before I actually landed the job, but all in all, I got the job and I'm still enjoying it. So stick to it, put in the time, put in the effort, and you will surely reap the benefit at the end of it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that. Just because of our time, I think I've got more people online, but I'll just call on one more. I think she finished last year, December, with data analysis as well, just to give a short summary about our journey as well. Freda, over to you. You can unmute.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My journey was a different level. I'm a nurse, so I was tired of being a nurse, and I wanted a change because I don't really like my job much. So I decided IT maybe. So I wasn't even really sure if it's going to be my way. So I got a message from a friend that you can try Learn with Pride, and I did, and I never regretted it. And I've got my job in NHS again. So if I can do it from a non-tech, I don't even know nothing about IT. Imagine, I look after patients. So it's a different thing. And I got a role in a tech community. So you can do it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that. I'm just so much curious about the time, so I think I'll restrict it to those two for tonight. But if you have any questions, just we can entertain few questions before we call it a night. Again, the start date for this course for the 4 months journey will be on the 7th of June. That is when we'll be starting another cohort for the next 4 months. So if you want to take advantage of the discount, you have until the 3rd of June to do so. If you are paying once, you get 40% discount. And if you want to split the payment, you get 20, you still get a discount, but you only get 20% discount. And I think with this percentage or discount, I'm telling you, you cannot get it anywhere out there with the level of quality, support, and every other thing that you're going to get on the journey. It's actually no-brainer, with this price. Okay, first on the list, Ugo, please, if you can unmute and ask your question.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Ugo by name. And I'm still on the course with Learn with Pride. At first, I was so scared, to be honest. I would just go to the start and not and come back to Learn with Pride. I just keep asking silly questions until one day the Mr. Holiday just called me on phone and I said, young man, what is your problem? And I said, I'm confused. I don't know what to do because I don't have any idea on tech. He now asked me some personal questions like, are you the type that will want to be in the front? I said, no, I always like underground. He said, okay, fine. The best you should go for data analysis. You be at the back doing the work. And I must tell you, till today, I'm so happy. I'm just too happy because the whole thing is so simple. I thought it was a very difficult, lectures, but it's so easy by Mr. Samuel. He's so patient, like a cat. I can ask him questions at any time that you answer me. So I encourage anyone here who wishes to join, please feel free. It's not a hard course. It's just very easy. Thank you all.
Yeah, thanks, Hugo. Really appreciate it. I didn't even know you're online. Thanks for that. Mr. Mick, you raise your hand.
Thank you very much. From the beginning of the presentation that followed, and it is a well presented session. I just want to find out on the tools that we talked about, if at all we have the provision of data entry before you start analyzing them, or does they require you entering the data from somewhere else to come and analyze them? Thank you.
I'm not sure if I picked that question correctly.
The voice was really low, Mr. Mick. Can you please speak up a little bit?
Okay, I am saying that the presentation was well done.
Thank you.
And thank you very much. I just want to find out if all the tools that we've learned tonight have the provision of entering the data before you analyze it, or you have to enter data somewhere, then you analyze using the tools that we have learned. Thank you.
Samuel, did you get that?
I'm not too sure, but let me try and ask. So, if I hear you correctly, your question is, do you have to bring the data? You have to understand the data before you analyze, or is that it? Or can you just type it? Like the voice is not. I'm not sure if I really. Mr. Me, can you hear me? Hello. Hello.
Probably is trying to type. I'm not sure. But
All right.
yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah,
if you
Mr.
can, I will
Mick.
just put,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Excuse me. No, I'm not sure. So if you could type it, I think, yeah, I will appreciate if you can just type in it. Yeah, I can hear you good. Can you just type in the question, please? I didn't pick up the last part. I think the network is not.
Yeah, let's wait for him to type it. So
it's typing.
Yeah. So if anyone else has got any question, please kindly raise your hand and I'll be calling you. I think the session is to share, let me hear your voice. Or if you don't want me to hear your voice, you can put your text, your question in the chat. Please, are we still striking off 40% or 20%? So what I'm saying about the discount is if you want to make a full payment, right, then you get 40% discount if you are making a full payment. So take, for example, the cost is 600. If you want to pay everything at once, you get 40% of 600. That means you only pay 360, right? But if you want to pay twice, then you only get 20%. That is what that means. Let me just go through the chart and see. Adams, please, you can unmute yourself. You said you have a question.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, Adams.
Yeah,
Yeah, good evening.
Good
Good
evening, Adam.
Yeah, I'm calling from Ghana. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah,
Really,
we can hear you.
it's not really a question, but a suggestion. I just want, I joined the Zoom leads. I didn't see the start, and this is my first time of joining the class. And I wanted to suggest if the recording can be put in our platform so that we can, those of us who join late, can at least recap small. That is just the suggestion that I want to put across.
Yes, the recording will be shared on the WhatsApp group. And also, if you go on our YouTube channel, if you just go on YouTube and type Learn with Pride, it should be uploaded by tomorrow. So is it that you see it on, surely it will be posted on the WhatsApp group. And also it will be on our YouTube channel at Learn with Pride.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome, sir. Paul, you raise your hand. What's the question? Hello, Paul. You can unmute yourself. All right, I'm not sure whether Paul is there. Let me just go through the questions on the chart. Again, the start date for the training will be on the 7th of June. So if you want to come on board, you still have enough time to register.
Okay. So, go ahead, sir. Once you are done.
All right.
Can you hear me? Hello?
All right, Paul, you can go. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so you made mention of 600 pounds. Please, can you convert it to Naira? Let's see how much it translates to Naira equivalent.
So to Naira, that will be 1 second.
Okay, Mr. Amik, I've seen your question on the chat. So just like Excel, you can use Power BI also to do data entry. So it allows data entry. It allows data entry just like Excel and Word.
All right.
I think I've answered that.
Yeah, thanks, Amo. So in Naira, the cost in Naira is 540,000. If you are paying once, I said you get 40% discount. And if you are getting 40% discount, the amount that you pay will be 324,000 instead of 540,000. Or if you want to split the payment, then you only get 20% discount. But the actual cost in Naira is 540,000 Naira.
Okay.
That is to Paul.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Paul. All right, again, on the screen right now, if you have any questions that you want to ask after this session, as we'll be rounding up pretty soon, you can send me a WhatsApp message on the number on your screen. So any question, or if you want to enroll as well, you can send me a message on that number. I'm just going through the questions on the chart to see. Yeah, I can't see any other question. How much in Naira? I just said that.
So I think I saw someone asked if we'll be looking at DBMS as a database management system. So basically, since the training it's more focused on data analysis. So yes, for the DBMS, we'll only be looking into the data analysis in DBMS. When we talk about data analysis in DBMS, we are talking about the process of inspecting, cleaning, transforming, and modeling data itself. That's from the database, and that's using the SQL. I hope I've answered that. Matthias are willing.
All right. Thanks, Samuel. All right. So, Mr. Mick, is that a new hand? Hello, Mr. Mick. Is that a new hand or the old one?
Yes, yes, yes. A new hand.
All right. Your network is breaking.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
okay.
ahead.
Okay, can I just type?
Yeah, you can type it
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, also, while Mick is typing, you can as well, if you want to learn more or read more about data analysis, you can as well go to our website where you can read more about it, and there are a few blogs on it as well that you can read. So if you go to I'm going to type it in the chat box, learnwithpride.co.uk. Yeah, that is it on the chart. If you go to www.learnwithpride.co.uk, then you'll be able to read more about data analysis and few blogs on it as well to make an informed decision. No, we don't we are a training institute. We are not like a university or a polytechnic. You know, we are solely here to help people to transition. Whether you've been doing customer service for a long time, or you've been doing security, or you've been doing any work or accounting or accountant and all of that, and you just want to transition into IT, you know, probably because of family work balance and all of that, or you want a remote job. So that is what we focus on. People that wants to transition from either non-IT or non-technical into the IT space. So we are not a university, or we are just a training institute. The training will run twice a week, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for 4 months. But again, our learning will not be restricted to twice a week. If we want to compete with people after the 4 months, if you want to compete with those who have been doing in the industry for 2-3 years after the 4 months, then our journey has to be an everyday journey. You know, it won't be restricted to twice a week, but the classes only runs twice a week, which is Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That is too additional. All right, so for any other questions that you may have after this call or session, please chat up the number on your screen, and I'll be more than happy to attend to everyone. Hopefully, I'm going to see most people on the journey. Let's walk the walk together, and let's make that dream job come to reality. Is there going to be a certificate at the end of the program? Yes. Again, let me share this quickly. All our courses are CPD registered. I pasted this link in the group chat earlier on. You can read more about this standard CPD. They are called CPD standards. I just pasted it in the chat again, and you can see our company there, Learn with Pride. So this is the body that will award the certificate that you'll be getting at the end of the 4 months. And the certificate as well is recognized in over 60 countries, Australia, Canada, UK, US, Nigeria, Ghana, you know, in over 60 countries, it is recognized. Mr. Mick, when it comes to transitioning. This is not something we just started today. It's something we've been doing for the last 4 years. When you want to transition, you cannot attend trainings every single day. If you attend training every single day, then where is the time for you to practice? Where is the time for you to get your hands dirty? I facilitate my own training as well, which is software automation testing. My training is only once a week for 8 weeks. It's only once a week for 8 weeks. Why is that? Because I need time for my student, to get their hands dirty, to practice and to replicate everything that we've done in the class. That is when the actual learning is taking place. It is not how much syllabus you can cover, but it is what you can get, what you are able to learn and replicate at the end of it. You might cover, so much, but are you able to defend that so much? So we give room for students, because in the class, they might be looking like Greek or whatever to you. You might not understand until you go back to your own quiet place, replicate the same thing over and over again before you understand. So you need time to do that. But I can assure you, twice a week is more than enough, to take you on the journey. That is for the class. But I said the journey for you has to be an everyday. It will not be restricted to twice a week. Your own journey will be every day, but the class will only be twice a week. Yes, it is recognized in Zambia. You can read more. I've pasted the link. In the chat. Just take your time, go through the link, the website, browse the website, and you see the benefits that is attached to the certificate that you'll be getting at the end of the 4 months. So that is it from me to you. I don't know whether anybody has got any final question to ask before we call it a day or a night. Any final question from anyone before we call it a night? No. All right. Thanks everyone for joining the session tonight, and hopefully I'm going to see few faces on the journey. I hope to see you. It's going to be the best investment for the year. I can assure you that. The best money that you can ever spend on yourself or invest on yourself. So till then, again, it will be starting on the June the 7th. Hopefully I'm going to see you on the journey. For any questions, queries, or any clarification, please don't feel free to message the number on your screen, and I'll be more than happy to answer that. Till then, have a good night, and thanks everyone. Bye-bye.